Hey everyone, it's Raquel with Rocket Kitties, and for today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make dangly charms. We are going to be making earrings, which is very exciting. Everyone loves a dangly earring. So, I'm using the Cabochons from my Kawaii Starter Kit. I decided to use these adorable flowers, so that's what we're going to make today. Now, for me personally, I really like to when I have like dangly earrings, I like to have one side be longer than the other. That is my personal choice because, in all honesty, my ear piercings are a little crooked. They're a little lopsided. I got my ears pierced when I was a baby, and I was probably hollering and moving around when they when they pierced the first one. So the second one, they're like, "Let's just hurry up because we can't control this child." Anyway, so I decided to go with this, and it's kind of hard to tell on the camera, like, but the right side with the three flowers, the bottom flower is lighter, so I thought it did like a nice little gradient look to do that way. And for the things you will need to make this, you'll need the mini bales, which is also available on in my Kawaii Starter Kit. Here are some earring findings. These are very nice stainless steel. I got them from one of my favorite Etsy shops for jewelry tools and findings. I will link them below. Please take a look. They have really high quality products and they ship really fast. Highly recommend them. And here I'm just kind of deciding what size jump ring that I want to use. At first I was like, I'm gonna use these, and then I saw like a slightly smaller one and I was like, oh, maybe I'll use these. So I kind of since I was a little indecisive, I went ahead and just put a bunch on the side just to make sure I have what I need while I'm crafting. And as always, if you can have, or not if you can, like honestly, I really recommend on the side whenever you're crafting or making things, have some Q-tips and paper towels. That way you can just like easily and quickly wipe up any messes you have. And then we'll also need UV resin. So in this clip, I'm just trying to decide how I want the earring for these flower cabochons to lay. And I decided to go between those two petals and then also to add a bale at that bottom petal that looked a little bit bigger. I was wanting to make sure I can evenly place the mini bales on the back as well. And I'm using E6000 to adhere them. And I just placed the cabochon with the back showing like that just so in a way that I would know where I want the bale to go, so it's just like easy to pick up and apply it. When working with these mini bales, they are tiny, which is great for when you have smaller charms, but it can be a little hard to work with. You could possibly get tools if it's just a little tough for you, but for me personally, I like to hold them because I feel like I have more control with the piece. And as you can see in this video, my nails are shorter. I actually usually have short nails. When I was younger, I played the piano and the cello, and my nails were always short. Like I would want the long nails, but it was just really hard to have that and play those instruments. And I was like really active in my high school orchestra and a lot of fun, a lot of good memories. But anywho, um, so I mean, do what you think is gonna be more comfortable, but honestly, having shorter nails makes it a lot easier, at least to me, when working with things like this. So here I'm just going in with my silicone tool. I really like using nail tools when I craft. It just, for me, makes sense and it's easier, especially when dealing with smaller pieces. And I'm honestly just being very meticulous about how the bale is placed on here. And then I don't know if you can see in the clip, but some of the glue kind of gooped between the bale and the cabochon. So I'm just taking a dotting tool and removing it And then this is an example of why it's always good to have like little Q-tips or paper towels on the side. This just makes like an easy cleanup. And I got all the glue that was out, or that was there, out. And I think you noticed, or maybe you noticed, that it did move the bail a little bit. That is such an easy fix since the glue is still, wet. It's not like dried up or anything. And I just always make sure it's where I want it before I let it set. And making charms and like crafting, it takes time. It's not always as fast as some of the time lapse videos you see. And when I make these tutorials, I just really wanted to have like a real time to show you, like what goes into making things, and to take your time, like put some music on, put your favorite show on, and just chill and craft. It's a good vibe. So now I'm going to attach another mini bail to the bottom of the flower piece where I want to connect the next charm. And honestly, the back might look a little crazy, but it's the best way to have a dangly charm. And you might be like, girl, this looking kind of crazy up in here. That's okay. And I'll show you like different finishes you can do for the back. You can leave it like this. We can add a little pizzazz to it. I'll show you that in the next part. And for these tutorials, I like to do my best to keep them short and sweet. So usually I'll have multiple parts. For this one, I'm thinking 3 parts. I might have 4, but I just want to make sure I cover, all the bases for when you're making stuff. And then here, I'm just like, really looking and being thorough of like how the pieces are laid and making sure they're where I want them to be. So now I'm holding this cabochon with the charm at the bottom, or where I put the mini bail at the bottom, and I'm trying to decide how I want the second charm to be laid compared to the front charm. And this, do your own thing, but I ended up going with this because I thought it kind of mirrored the top flower in a cool way to add the bail there. So that's what I did. Honestly, with the cabochon laid like that, doesn't it look like a gingerbread man or something? Like you're about to decorate a gingerbread man. Right? Is that just me? Anyway, so now I'm just adding the glue to the bail again, and a little dab will do. Yeah, you don't need to be squeezing this thing and having all of this glue coming out. That's just my personal tip. Do what works for you. You can even like apply some to a napkin on the side and just kind of scoop it up. Sometimes I will do that, not all the time, because you got to be fast. It dries really fast. All right, so now again, I'm just making sure I like the placement of the mini bail on the cabochon piece, and I'm making sure it's centered and aligned the way I want. Wonderful. I'm thinking it looks pretty good. But I'm particular, so I'm just, making sure. And see now, yep, I'm seeing a problem. And I'm just making sure it's centered. Oh, we got some goop. Always good to have, tools handy so you can always have easy cleanup available to you. All right, so this is basically how the back of the charm is going to look as far as placement of the mini bails. And that's how it's going to look to the front, which I think is going to be really adorable. And it might not be like super symmetrical, but it like complements each other. And here I just wanted to do some close-ups of the cabochon piece. And that is it. Yay. That's just it for the first part. And the second part, we're going to finish gluing together the second half of the earrings. And I think that'll be good repetition just for you to kind of see the process and give you an idea if you want to make something similar, how you would like to do it. Stay tuned for that. And after that tutorial, I plan to do another tutorial showing how you can finish the back of the earrings, and then finally a tutorial of assembling the earrings, which I'm really looking forward to, and I hope you are too. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please like this video, leave any comments of any questions you may have, and as always, please subscribe to my channel. That would be much appreciated. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.